Hey everyone, it's Kaylee. In this lesson, we're going to do some examples of ordering negative numbers with and without a number line. Let's try this one. Order the numbers from greatest to least. -5, 3, -1, 2, -3. So it looks like in this problem, we have some positive numbers mixed in, 3 and 2. And right off the bat, are positive numbers bigger or smaller than negative numbers? Yeah, positive numbers are greater than negative numbers. So right off the bat, we know that 3 and 2 are going to be over on this side of our list on the greatest side. And we can order them. We know that 3 is greater than 2, so we can start our list 3, 2. Okay, so now we have -5, -1, and -3. Which of these negative numbers is the greatest? What's our rule again? Oh yeah, the closest to 0, the greater the negative number. So if we plot these here, we'll have -1 here, -3 here, and then -5. So the next number in our list is going to be the number that is closest to 0. Which one of these numbers is closest to 0? That's right, -1 right here. So that's our next greatest. Now we have 2 more. What's bigger, -3 or -5? Well, -3 here is only 3 spaces to 0, but -5 has to go 5 spaces over. So that means -3 is closer to 0, and it goes here. And that leaves -5 as our smallest number, or our least valued number. So we can write this list out a little bit nicer over here. From greatest to least, we have 3, 2, -1, -3, and -5. We can also have negative rational numbers. Remember, a rational number is a number that can be turned into a fraction. So let's order these fractions from greatest to least. Now, which of these negative fractions is the closest to 0? Remember, that would make it the biggest. See how I have these marks here on my number line in between 0 and 1? What do these represent? Well, if here's 0 and here's 1, this would be my halfway point. And that means this would be 1/4 and this would be 3/4. Okay, so now that we have that, let's start off with our first number here. We have -1/4. So if I start here at 0, I know that 1 tick mark over right there is going to be -1/4 or a fourth. Okay, our next one is -3/2. So remember, -3/2 we can think of as being -2/2 plus -1/2. But what's -2/2? Yeah, that's just equal to -1 plus -1/2, which I know I can write as -1.5. Okay, so how would I plot -1.5 on my number line? Well, if here's 0, I can bop all the way over here to 1, or -1, and then I need to go 1/2. So here's -1.25, and then here's -1.5. Great. Now, how about this last one here? -5/10. Well, this fraction's kind of hard for me to think about, but I know I can simplify it if I divide the numerator and the denominator by my greatest common factor, which for 5 and 10 is 5. So I'll divide here by 5. Whatever I do to the top, I have to do to the bottom. And this will give me -5 divided by 5 is -1, and 10 divided by 5 is 2. So this is an equivalent fraction here to -5/10. So where would I plot -1/2 on my number line? Well, if I start here at 0, I know that going to here, it gives me -1/4. So if I go over one more tick mark right here, would be negative half. So if I want to order these from greatest to least, I know that my greatest negative number is going to be the number closest to 0 here. So the closest one is negative 1/4. What's the next closest? Yep, negative a half. And which one's the farthest from 0, or our smallest number? Negative 1 1/2. Perfect. Do you know another method for ordering fractions? Yeah, we can find a common denominator and then compare them. So let's start by simplifying all 3 of these fractions. Is negative 1/4 as simplified as it can be? Yep. How about negative 3/2? Yep, can't get any smaller. How about negative 5/10? Yeah, we can reduce this one by dividing the top and the bottom both by 5, and this will give us negative 1/2. So now that these are all simplified, can you think of a common denominator if we have 4, 2, and 2? Well, since negative 1/4 is already as simplified as it can be, we need to turn our negative 3/2 and our negative 1/2 into fractions with 4 in the denominator. So let's start with negative 3/2. If we have negative 3/2 and we want it to be a fraction with a 4 on the bottom, what do I need to multiply my denominator by? Yeah, 2. And that means I have to do my numerator also by 2. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6/4. So this is negative 6/4. Okay, so now I'm going to need to do the same thing for negative 1/2. If I have negative half times what will give me a fraction with a 4 on the bottom. Still have to multiply 2 on the bottom, so that means 2 on the top. That gives me negative 2/4. So here is negative 2/4. And I'm also comparing that to negative 1/4. So what's the rule when we're normally ordering fractions that all have the same denominator? Yeah, we say the fraction with the largest numerator, the largest number on top, is the biggest fraction. But since these are negative numbers, the opposite is true. Since all of these fractions have matching denominators, we know that the fraction with the biggest number on top is actually the smallest number because it's negative, right? It'll be the farthest away from 0. So with that being said, which of these numbers has the largest numerator? Yep, that's right. Negative 6/4 right here. So that is our smallest. So then which one of these has the smallest number on top? Yep, negative 1/4. So that'll be our greatest negative fraction. So now we could order these, right? My greatest one is negative 1/4. And then what comes next? Yeah, that middle one, negative 2/4. And then which one did I say is my smallest? Yep, negative 6/4. But I can rewrite these now as my equivalent fractions. So this would be negative 1/4 comes first. And then what's my green fraction? Negative 2/4 is the same as negative 5/10. And what's my equivalent fraction for negative 6/4? Yeah, negative 3/2. So these are now ordered from greatest to least. We're really getting the gist of it now. We just have one more video on ordering negative numbers where we will solve a real-life problem called ordering negative numbers in real life. I'll see you there. Hey, hey.